Yeah, so I run a junior boarding house, and it's boys only, and the boys hand in their laptops at 8 o'clock before settling down for bed, and do that to stop them obviously being on their laptops after the lights out. On a Thursday night they are allowed to do gaming after prep, and so that restricts them from doing it every night. At the weekends the full-time boarders can game, and we just simply monitor that and encourage them to go outside when they've clearly been on it too long. The one fun side of gaming is we ensure that they do it all in one place at the common room, and that means actually even though there's 20 boys on their laptops gaming, they're actually interacting, and it's a positive side to the sometimes antisocial nature of gaming.
Well, I run a girls' junior boarding house, and I think that it's important that they get taught how to manage their time using computers and electronics. Especially girls don't game as much, but they do use social media. So it's teaching them the effects of social media and how to do that productively and positively.
Okay, let me first introduce myself. My name is Paul Carpenter. I am the husband of one of the boarding parents at United World College in Tampines, so the East Campus. I assist in the boarding house, but my profession is within the telecommunications industry. I build mobile networks effectively. So my advice or my information that I'd like to share is that the mobile telecommunications industry is getting bigger and bigger every day. It's growing. The number of people taking up mobile phones is immense and huge. There are strong correlations between the development of GDP in developing countries and the penetration of mobile phones. So mobile phones are here to stay. They are increasing in power all the time. They're increasing in functionality all the time. The integration of cameras to levels that when I was a kid, digital cameras couldn't even compete with what mobile phones have them in today. You know, so mobile technology is here to stay. The strength of networks, the connectivity of networks is increasing all the time. LTE is bringing in new capabilities never been seen before. The combination of broadband together with mobile networks will make mobile connectivity seamless beyond what we experience even today, and so therefore that opens up so many opportunities for us to think about in the future. Apps on phones that will help us do things that before we'd never realized were possible or even contemplated as possible, and so it's here to stay. It's getting more powerful all the time. How we use it to our advantage and how we embrace it is going to be a key question and a key strategic question moving forward.
Okay. In the boarding house, we do have a routine or a time wherein they need to stop playing, or they need to stop looking on their phones at night. But then, if there will be instances wherein they cannot stop on their own, we will step in and try to take out their distraction, which is their phone or their computer, and then we will make them realize that they're not here to play games or do anything funny, but they're here to learn and to be able to develop themselves.
So basically it's more towards education. We can try to educate them. So basically what is the priority they have to do it, what is the second thing, it's like when you come here all the way from other countries just to study, but not to playing games and wasting all the time and money for the parents.
I think that boarding staff should explore some of the apps that are available and some of the programs, some of the programs that are online already. There's one in particular that was recommended by the digital literacy coach here called Rescue Time. Apparently you can download that particular program and that will just monitor how long you're spending on different devices, different games or different apps. Sometimes students talk to me and they lose track of their time. That's what happens for them. There's another couple of apps. One's called Self Control, which actually sets in a timer. So the students set it themselves and it kicks in after an hour. So they decide they're going to be on Facebook for half an hour, then it will cut off Facebook after half an hour. But they work that out. That's part of their time management. There's also another one called I Procrastinate, which is worth exploring. I'd also always say make sure you spend as much time online as you do offline. So if you're spending 5 hours a day online, spend 5 hours a day doing something else offline.
Same thing for both of them really. If you get distracted, you don't always need a high-tech solution. That actually sometimes something as simple as switching off the wireless. If you're not working on an online document, you're not researching, you don't need the wireless. So if you're writing a piece of essay for English, if you are doing a science practical write-up, if you are analysing an image for art, you don't need access to the internet. Switch off your wireless, it'll help you focus.
From my perspective, electronics and social media are absolutely crucial, but one of the things that I would suggest you do as a member of boarding staff is to make sure you get time out from them. The danger is now that kids spend all their time with their head down, not discussing anything, not really conversing, gaming, doing all those sorts of things. The best thing that we've done so far is having a non-digital day, at least once every couple of weeks, where phones, computers, everything is put to one side, and board games, that sort of stuff, just getting out, getting on with your mates and having a good conversation is taking the forefront.
We have decided as a college that there's no way we can say no electronics, no devices. The truth is, if you look at how people fly and how they live, we're all using them all the time. So there's two things. One is the principle of use it properly or lose it. So for example, our students in grade 8 and 9, they can use it, but then we want the laptop and the phone downstairs in a local space charging overnight. Mainly because they're the youngest and they need to make sure that the sleeping pattern and so on is right. Obviously some of them are going to cheat the system and then get a second phone. But then we're talking about it's not the technology, then it's a breach of trust. So then we'll deal with the breach of trust. For students higher up, we want them to have the device because if we really want them to become independent learners, they need to find how to manage themselves. And there's some students who are night owls who will work best doing the research and the writing and so on late at night, some who get up very early. So it's not like we can lock them, say, from 12 to 7. We've got students who actually get up at 5 because that's the best time for them. And we've got students, and I'm the type of learner, that I work at my best 11 p.m. because everybody's quiet, everybody's sleeping at home, so I can focus. So what we do is we try to monitor the outcomes. So it's not, we could set up policies of timers and so on. We don't believe in that, but we don't think it works. We tried that on the first year using managing computer devices, which is one of the reasons why we went with Apple, because you can set up parental control so the computer will shut down at a certain time and so on. We may go back to doing that only in the cases where students are obviously not able to manage it themselves. And it's not just technology, it's a lot more. Technology may be what they're spending most of the time, but it's not the main problem. Because the truth is, I could disconnect your laptop and you could be spending the same time doing doodles or whatever you do, and wasting your time anyway. We want to introduce something next year, which is part of our iLearn program, is teaching kids the skills that are actually not being taught in other places. For some of our students who come from different backgrounds, grade 7 students may have a course on how to use devices properly, for example for research, but if you come later on you miss that. So we want to make part of the boarding experience to have a series of 30-minute seminars, skills-based. So for example, how to use Google Docs effectively, how to set up your computer, how to set up your phone, so that at night it has the do not disturb, so you don't get waken up by popping in WhatsApp messages or whatever it is. Because even though the kids are very, very heavy users of technology, that doesn't mean they know how to use it. And it's something that we discovered very clearly, that they may use a lot, but they don't know how to use it properly, and they certainly have not been taught how to reflect on the usage of technology and the consequences. So we want to bring that to the forefront and make them aware of how should you be using technology, what the consequences of using technology are, and how to turn it into a tool. At the end of the day, any technological device is like a hammer. You can use it to constructively to hang a painting, or you could use it to hit somebody on the head and damage the person. So it's not the tool, it's how you use the tool.